In this episode, we're going to talk about modern throw bags. This is not a modern throw bag. This is an old school throw bag. I'm calling these boat bags now. They're just uninspired bags of rope. It's floppy. It's not really full. It hangs from this little dangle thing that's a hand or leg entrapment. Also, the cinch thing becomes a hand entrapment. And the rope here just dangles. This is an uninspired bag of rope. I'm going to put this aside and talk about what I think we should all be using. More modern throw bags, a lot of cool updates. And the first one I ever saw was the Super Guide throw bag. This is one right here. They're handmade, and they don't make them anymore, I don't think, so you probably can't get this exact one. But I want to use this to demonstrate the things I really like about modern throw bags. First of all, it's a waist belt. A waist belt throw bag is great. I like to wear it around my waist when I can, when I want to. When I'm kayaking, I don't, but we can talk about kayaking later. But for rafting, I like to wear it around my waist. But if I don't wear it around my waist, or I don't want to, I can use the waist belt to go around a thwart. And if it's around a thwart, it's ready to go, quick access. You basically just undo this, and the bag comes off, and you're ready to go. And some things about it that I like to make it modern is, one is it just fits in my hand nicely. I can throw it overhand beautifully if I want to. I can still throw it underhand, but it fits in my hand really well, sort of like a football. Also, quick access to the rope, sort of quick undoing. And when I open it up, I like to have the end have some sort of color on it. This one has purple on the end, so I can quickly find the end when I'm looking. I don't like to put rope knots into my throw bag. Some people do. I like to have it loose and I can tie the knot if I need it. But having some color on the end is really nice. And just a big wide opening that makes it easier to stuff at the end of the day. When I'm going to stuff it in, I have a lot of room. One thing too is it doesn't have a dangly. See how this is just dangling down? Instead, in this little hole here, there's the end of the rope, and I can clip onto it here if I need to. The beautiful thing is it also has a pouch, and so there's a carabiner ready to go in this padded pouch. So if I'm going to throw this and hit somebody, hopefully the carabiner doesn't hit them, but if it does, it's padded. But if you're throwing this to somebody in a boat to get them unpinned or some other use that needs a carabiner, it sure is nice to have a carabiner right there for a quick clip. A lot of times people catch the throw bag and then they're fumbling around for a carabiner. It's very convenient here if you feel like you're going to use this for pins. This is a really solid rope. It's a good size. Overall, I like it. It's colorful. It's bright. It could be brighter, but I chose these colors myself. But it's a bright throw bag. That's a modern throw bag. My personal favorite one right now is the WWTC throw bag. And these you can get. I sell them on. I'll put a link down below where I can sell them. They're very expensive. You can buy them also from Gaspar in Hungary. Had them shipped over from Europe, but I do have some for sale. This is my favorite one, and the bag is just inside of this little holder, and so it goes in and out super easy. And the same things, it has an easy opening, big wide open mouth for stuffing. The rope fits in here really well, and so when the rope's packed tightly, the rope zings out when you throw it, so it fits the rope. If you look at the end of the rope, there's not quite as much of a purple thing as the last one, but there's a little bit of red to see the end right there. You can add more if you want to. And same thing, a little pouch on the side that's padded where I have a carabiner stored ready to go in case I'm throwing this to a boat and pulling it off. Again, this is my favorite one right now. It's a great throw bag, really expensive. Again, it's very well made, and so if you kind of get what you pay for. High Side recently has made a bag that I came across. Another great option. It's part of this system that has a little pouch if you want to put funny things in your pouch. You can put I don't know, like pulleys or carabiners or some lunch in this pouch, and you can undo this little thing and the throw bag comes off. This one comes off a little bit more challengingly. The one thing I like about this throw bag is this loop. A hand won't quite fit through there, so I don't consider this a hazard. But if I wanted to tie this onto a raft or an oar boat, I have a loop to tie it onto, which is really nice. You undo this clip, you have access to the rope. I really like this rope. I looked at the website, it says it's Spectra. It just feels really good. It's a really nice rope. And same thing, they have sort of a little pouch here to hide a carabiner ready to go. This sort of has all the elements of a modern throw bag. The rope's packed in here really well. It sort of has a square feel to it, which is actually kind of nice for throwing. I've been throwing this one a bit, and it throws really nice. It's only 50 feet of rope. It's not that much rope, but it's good rope. These ones, if you get them from Gaspar directly, they come in a huge variety of rope sizes and lengths and different things. Let's talk about kayaking really quick, or You know, these are ropes you would use, I think, if you're going to do some pulling on some boats. Maybe if you're doing a light 3-to-1 on a paddle boat or something. These all have really solid ropes in them that are thick. But a lot of us are using throw bags. We're not doing Z-rigs. We're not worried about like heavy loads. We're doing other things like pulling kayaks up cliffs or mainly getting swimmers. We need just quick, small throw bags. And so here's an example of one. This is another one of gas bars. Instead of having the little pocket thing for the carabiner, it just has the loop to tie onto right there. This is a smaller rope. It's easier to throw because it's light. And this is one I use for just smaller jobs. Again, like I need to like pull a boat up a cliff. I need to hang clothes in camp. I need to get a swimmer. I'm probably not going to do a Z-rig with this one, but maybe I would. I also really like this Kokatat one. It's kind of a mix of old school and new school. Again, it has just a little loop, not a big dangly thing like all these old ones do. Has this thing over the top like the old school ones do, but you're really meant to cinch it down. These don't cinch down like that well. They can, but they're really meant to dangle from things. So it cinches down. It has a little drawstring, and it has nice thin rope. I really like this throw bag. This is my go-to throw bag for kayaking. It's simple, it's small, it throws really well. Not a whole lot of bells and whistles, but it's super effective. So that's my thought about modern throw bags. Just to recap, I think the things I really like in a modern throw bag is closure that kind of goes around and like this, so it opens up to a big wide mouth. Good rope inside, padded place to put your carabiner is really nice. Hopefully it's a waist belt. Hopefully it's bright colors. You'll notice a lot of bright colors here with the red and the red. High side has the orangey red and the gray. And I think, you know, just a nice quality bag. But again, they're gonna be more expensive. These are higher quality materials and higher quality rope. That's it for this episode. If you have questions, add them in the comments below. If you have things to add, like things you want to help educate me or share with me about throw bags, add them in the comments below. And if you want to learn more about this throw bag, watch this video right here.